Hello there. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, Gracy Talks Wealth. Thank you very much for stopping by and for clicking on today's video. If you like this channel, please click on the like icon and subscribe. And please share so that members of our community can hear about our wise nuggets on wealth creation and can grow by it. And you might be wondering, what do we have in store for us today? First, I would like to ask you a question. Would you prefer to live your life tax-free right here in Canada, or you are okay paying taxes? Of course, tax and, like it said here, tax and debt is certain. But however, let's give ourselves that few seconds to live in that fantasy world of where we don't have to pay taxes. Would you like that or not? And if that is you saying, oh, I really would have loved um, to live in a country that is not so tax graded, you are in the right channel, because there is information that alludes to that. Tax free for life. This is how to grow and access wealth without the CRA taking a cut. That is what this video is all about. And you might be wondering, is that ever possible? Because there are two things that are certain in this part of the world: debt and taxes. That is how it is said. Nevertheless, you can still grow and access wealth without the CRA taking a cut. And this is how, as a mom, you can achieve that. And not just a mom, as a father, as a young immigrant, as an elderly person in Canada, there are ways. Now, you are not just feeding bellies as a mom. Let's start with the mothers. You are building futures, correct? Right, thank you. But between RESPs, RRSPs, and the rising costs, it can be very confusing to know which saving tool can really give you the most control and freedom. If that is you and you've asked yourself so many questions, wondering how to apportion this savings to this investment portfolio and the other, you are in the right channel. Let's talk about one powerful but often overlooked strategy: universal life insurance, ULI for short. Your personal tax-free wealth builder. Remember, I asked if you can spare yourself that moment to fantasize in a place where you can live without paying taxes. ULI is that country. Okay? How does ULI, Universal Life Insurance, work? It's simple, it's smart. When you pay into a universal life insurance policy, your money grows in two places. The first being life insurance coverage. Protection for your loved ones is what life insurance coverage gives you. There is the cash value account. It's a built-in savings plan that grows tax deferred over time. So mind my tenses, I said tax deferred, and that is over time. And here's the magic. The tax deferment enables you to access that cash value while you are alive. Universal life insurance, I'll repeat it again, enables you to access your cash value while you're alive. Remember, when we hear universal anything insurance, you're thinking about afterlife, something that you bequeath lump sum to your beneficiaries. While for universal life, that is very true. There is also the very fact that while you're alive, it serves you, provides you with cash funds that you can use to offset your debts and, meet up with your projects and attend to your needs while you are alive. And at the same time, it's still keeping the debt benefit, which is the face value portion for you. The growth is not taxed while it's growing, and you can borrow against it without triggering taxes. Now, this is a strategy used by the wealthy for generations, and I'm bringing this to you free of charge. What can you do to leverage on this? The tax-free strategies that mom love is this. Number one is a policy loan. We all want loans, but loans come with a lot of obligations, excuse me, and that is interest costs or interest charges. But for your policy loan, there is no tax, no stress. And you might be wondering if this is true. It is true. Now, instead of withdrawing cash, which could be taxable, especially for your non-registered accounts, you can borrow against your universal life insurance policy. There will be no CRA reporting, no impact on your credit score, no loan application required. You stay in control and your money keeps growing and growing and growing in the background. You might consider milestones, and yes, you can withdraw to meet those milestones. For example, you want to help your child's education, the wedding, or their first home. You can make partial withdrawals from your cash value. Some taxes may apply, it all depends on how much, but it's often minimal compared to RRSPs. Now, here is a table I have put across so that we can get all of this at a glance. You have the features of ULI versus RESP versus RRSP so that we're looking at the difference. Does it provide you tax-free growth is a consideration. Does it enable you to access your funds anytime? Do you need to pay taxes on withdrawals? What are the contribution limits? And is there government matching? For ULI, yes, ULI is tax deferred. Yes, it comes with loans or withdrawals. You don't, pay taxes on withdrawal, not when you borrow your money against your bank or your policy. No, when you're borrowing against your policy, you don't need to pay tax on withdrawals. Is it flexible? It all depends on the policy. I'm talking about contribution limit now. And is there government matching? There is no government matching for that one. And we're looking at RESP, Registered Education Savings Plan. Does it provide you with tax-free growth as a registered account? Yes, it does provide you with tax-free. Does it provide you with tax deferment? Yes, it does provide you, with tax deferment. Can you access funds anytime? No, it's until your children's education starts, their tertiary education starts. And do you pay tax on withdrawals? So students pay tax on EAPs, okay? Is there a contribution limit? Yes, it's up to the maximum of $50,000 per child. And is there government matching? Of course, for RESP, there is the government matching. Yes, CESG up to $7,200. Okay, let's move on to the RRSP column. Does it provide you with tax-free growth? Yes, it does provide you with tax-free growth, and you have that tax deferment component there. Can you access your funds at any time? Nope, unless for retirement or HBP, home buyer's plan. Otherwise, you will be penalized heavily. You wouldn't want that, right? You're paying huge taxes, which kind of defeats this very topic on this video. We're trying to figure out how, by facts, how we can, grow our investment tax-free. Okay, so for RRSP, that's your retirement, that's your registered retirement savings plan. Do you pay tax on withdrawal? you pay the full income tax. It is considered an income when you withdraw it. Okay, it's considered an income just as taxes are paid on income. When you withdraw your RRSP, it's considered in that regard, so you pay taxes accordingly. And are there contribution limits? Yes, 18% of the income with limits. Is there any government matching for RRSP? No, no government matching. All right, so the table is there again for you to look at it in a glance and see it and have that summary at the back of your mind. Now, there are real life examples of moms that I know, many of whom I have worked with. Okay, there is a mom of two. Let's call her Tanya. She starts a universal life insurance policy when her kids are age 3 and 6, respectively. And by the time they were approaching university, she has life insurance protection in place and over 30,000 Canadian dollars in cash value for them combined. She also has access to funds without CRA involvement. She takes a policy loan of $15,000 to cover the tuition and doesn't have to dip into her RRSP or pay extra taxes. Her policy still grows and her kids are covered too. What is my final thought on this? My final thought on this is that you do not need to be wealthy to think like the wealthy. That's the reality. Okay? You do not need to be wealthy to think like the wealthy. And in addition to that, with ULI, you are building a tax-free legacy that goes beyond you, giving your family options and keeping the CRA out of your wallet. If you like this and you want to open a universal life insurance for your children, please contact me. Thank you very much, and we are right at the end of today's video. Thank you very much for staying tuned all the way till the very end. I'm hoping you like this video. Please like, subscribe, and share, because this information will be very valuable to members of our community to help us to grow, build our wealth tax-free. And until I meet you again, until we see again in my next video, thank you very much for tuning in once again, and keep growing your wealth tax-free. Goodbye.